live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding you of your love life, and trade it. What is going on, my family? Folks and friends, team and fans from around the world. What up? Marta, thanks for chatting with me just a few moments ago. I hope that helps. Hope we got some of your questions answered. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk about what is awesome and what's going on in the world and what's super exciting. Broader markets we have is SPY, and the SPY is slowly grinding higher. So just again, overall market looks still relatively bullish to me. You did have a decent gap up yesterday. You had a decent little follow through today. And I guess in general, I mean, again, are we going to pull back more? We absolutely can. Do we have to? No. We really we retested this old resistance, new support, and I like it. I think it's a good level. And yeah. Robert says that chart data is really messed up. I like the session. The session makes it a little bit more clean, but here's the sessional chart. So again, nice little gap up, little nice cute bear candle, good gap, decent close. High of yesterday, 340.38. Close, 340.64. Pretty decent. Just barely closing above that resistance. Robert says, look at TradingView. Okay. TradingView, this is the SPY. Small little black candle. I mean, two different candles for sure. So I don't know. I don't know, man, who to believe. What all I know is it looks really nice and bullish, especially if we make any type of higher highs or higher lows later this week. That's what I can get at. Jacob says, I like TrendSpider's candles better too. Yeah, me too. It looks stronger on TrendSpider. But again, if you go to the daily charts, regular daily just looks a little bit different, but we'll see. We will see. I like it. I mean, I'm interested and intrigued to see what happens from here. Again, really cute little candle. As it trades sideways, if it breaks up, I would most likely expect some higher moves to go, and interested to see what happens. So in general, broader picture, that's my thoughts. Here's the Qs. Qs, again, nice little gap up. Dow Jones, just kind of hanging out. And then the IWM, get a little bit of a small candle as well. So long story short, the weekly chart shows some strength, right? We could trade sideways another 2 or 3 days, but if we close above the high of this week's candle, really this week, especially at the end of the week, I would assume we're just going to continue higher. Sounds crazy, but that is right now at least the trend, and it does look pretty. So weekly chart doing its thing, candles look good. We'll see how we gap. We'll see what we move. But yeah, a gap above here, close above here, and the bulls will just continue this party. So don't be bearish, at least not yet. You can have some options out there just as a protection, but longer term, bigger picture, definitely looking at more of a long than short. Let's go start the day with looking at the one on the list, which is DocuSign, DOCU. And DocuSign, I do like this pullback a lot, although I'm really intrigued to get in at 175.99. That's what I would like to see it if it comes down to that level. This is kind of a little bit of a Morningstar reversal. It's not bad. And you got to remember that DocuSign was literally at 280 like 2 weeks ago. So that's a 30% pullback. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big pullback. Now, again, I would like it to pull back more, but this is a stock, this is a chart that I think we all know exactly how they make money. We all probably use their product. We like the trends. In general, It looks stronger than weaker. So a pullback to 176 will be nice, and then we'll just kind of find out what happens from there. But that is my thoughts on DOCU. So I don't have any position in that one right now. ETON Pharmaceuticals, ETON. Here's the weekly chart and weekly chart. Nice little resistance here on ETON. Have a lot of bear volume there. And again, if you're looking at playing ETON, I think this one would be, again, some type of dip buying opportunity. We did get a little bit of a dip yesterday, and it appears that we're gapping up some, or were. I'm confused. Post market says 815, but it looks like we closed today at 788. I don't know what to believe. Isn't 815 more than 788? Am I wrong on that? Why is that negative? Is today opposite day? 788 is the close, and it's at 815 post market. It's supposed to be higher? Who knows? Oh man, the good old moon cycle is approaching. That's right. So I will put that on the list for tomorrow morning. That could be an interesting gap, maybe. We'll see. We will see. So anyway, interesting gap. Today was a dip buying opportunity. If you were playing it, if you got filled on it, great. If not, also, not bad at all. But in general, yeah, looking pretty okay. All right, next on the list is Wayfair. And Wayfair does look almost identical to the broader market at this point, which is not a bad thing. I'm just simply saying that it looks like a lot of things. And a lot of things do look bullish. I agree fully. I am certainly not in the bear camp. So you got the candle, you got all the inside candles. This was a trade that we looked at during the retreat right here. Mark called this one out on a gap that day. It had a really good run up. Fade the gap, and then you have another morning star. So if this gaps up or opens above, I could certainly see that being a little bit more bullish tomorrow on a day trade. 283 could be a little bit of a target. Wayfair moves pretty quickly though, oftentimes, and this one I might end up missing. Look at this beautiful double bottom. Wow. First time I looked at it, but look at that double bottom. There's a close above the neckline too. You'd have done a limit buy, would have gotten filled there, stopped there, nice R&a-half there. Gorgeous. Yeah, Wayfair, very pretty. So again, looks pretty nice. We will see LMND, Lemonade. So Lemonade still looks a little sour right now. Trend, kind of bearish. I wouldn't specifically be hopping on for the bullish move yet. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice retest. I'm not saying it can't go higher. I mean, if it does, I would want like a double bottom or some type of volume exhaustion or some type of really good gap. So in the meantime, we'll just keep letting that go down. All right.
Market data connection lost.
Oh boy. Ticker symbol NET, N-E-T. So NET.
Market data connection reestablished.
Shh. Shh. Stop yelling at me. What have you guys named him, by the way? Does he have a name? Emily calls him Alfred. Jarvis, that's a great name. Oh, that's funny. Let's have a competition. Who can come up with the best name for the guy in Interactive Brokers? Jarvis is my favorite so far. If someone comes up with an amazing name. Oh wait, I already know it. Becton Dickinson. Remember good old Becton? Becton Dickinson, which is getting absolutely wrecked. This thing is just getting torn to bits. Look at this gap down over here. Closing below this. Everyone's about to short it, and it's probably going to pull into that 200 and bounce. Wow, interesting. Let me go tell the credit spread team about that. BDX looks good. Good old Becton. All right, let me actually go back to what I was talking about. How about that? Let's calm down, Newsom. All right, ticker symbol NET, N-E-T. So NET Cloudflare is bouncing off the 100. DJ has a put sale. Let me go over and give DJ some love. DJ. Net put sale is looking good. So that one expires for him Friday. And this was a very, very nice gap. I didn't trade it today, but I mean, as far as the open is concerned, it's a really nice open. It came down and formed a perfect trap, just threw in a nice lower shadow right below the low of the day. Then gave you a morning star reversal with an inside candle followed by an inside candle. So you had 3 of them. And then that candle would have been the trade to either get in on or set up a limit buy. And that was nice. I didn't take that trade, but I guess I could have. I was trading well today. I felt good about how I traded today. But anyway, we came down to the 100. Cloudflare holding up, doing its thing. Overall trend looks good. DJ is going to either buy that back or it's just most likely going to expire worthless this Friday. And we'll see how much harder NET wants to bounce off of this support level. All right, there we go. Gold. I wonder where the gold's at. So good old GOLD. Let's go look at the actual ETF. This one, Barrick Gold Corporation. And this is the weekly chart. So it does look a lot like other gold stocks. You got this really, really good close above resistance. We've retested it. And right now we're consolidation. We're in a nice little distribution fade on gold in general. And I think we're gonna hang out here for a while, you know, not forever, but another month or two. We trade sideways. Again, I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a cup and handle pattern. So I'm expecting some type of handle to come in, trading sideways and doing its thing. And then silver, of course, SLV, again, showing a little bit of strength, but just consolidating. It's trading sideways. It needs to trade sideways for a while. I'm glad it is trading sideways for a while. And we'll give it a little bit of time, let it just hang out and do its thing. So give that another 2-3 weeks before anything amazing starts happening, maybe even a month or two, if you want to play some silver or gold. We do have a gold trade, kind of, El Dorado Gold Corporation. So we're in this one. We actually technically, theoretically, are positive on it. And I kind of like it. So it looks good. I was kind of sweating it there on the 11th, but it's coming, you know, kind of came back for us. So if it can close above here, hopefully that trade will continue to work. And, you know, best wishes for El Dorado. We do have a little bit of a downward trend line right there. So I'm not going to give this trade a whole heap ton of time to work out. What I do like about it is the weekly chart, and the weekly chart looks good. Trend looks pretty. And El Dorado, place where the dreams come true. Let's see if that one can make a little bit of a move higher. All right, Apple. So type in a 4 if you're in the trading room with me today, where I mentioned that Apple would fill its gap. All right, very, very common thing for Apple to do, especially on their news-related events when there are announcements, is to fill their gap. It was a very good gap fill. You got the predominant gap fill right here early in the morning. And then this is where the event came out and you got a really nice sell-off. And you guys, those who typed in a 4 and those who are in the room with me, you might laugh, but plenty, and I do mean plenty of traders on social media were like, why is Apple going down? They just announced news. All over the place. No one could figure it out. So it's interesting to see that you do have a lot of traders who are brand new into the markets, and this is their first experience with a split and then earnings and then a split and then news event. You know, it's still interesting that Apple has been and always will be a buy the news, sell the rumor kind of event. Like buy the rumor, sell the news. So when the actual news comes out, that's just a really, really good time to play it short. I mean, I wish TrendSpider had a seasonality for Apple when it does its releases and events. Because in general, in general, looking at the overall markets, Apple normally sells off a little bit, but then it does go higher. It does go higher. Edward says, do we expect the same on battery day? I do. At least that's what I expect. Can you say Cybertruck? Jacob says, when you say rumor, do you mean negative allegations? No, rumor would be like Apple's going to buy TikTok. Like that could be a rumor. So this was the TikTok rumor. But I mean, and then you got the announcement of the split, and that wasn't a rumor. That was just a strong move higher. It's just like any kind of rumor would be something interesting is about to happen, but hasn't happened yet, but could. Oftentimes when it's like, oh, this could happen, this is an interesting thing that might occur, those are usually good bullish opportunities. Or yeah, if there's a massive negative allegation, Tim Apple is a closet, I don't know, alcoholic. First thing that came to mind was not alcoholic. So I was like, wait, say something better. Say something better. Tim Apple is a closet alcoholic. And then the stock goes down and then people are like, wait a minute, who cares? Like, do you guys remember when Elon Musk smoked weed on the Joe Rogan show? Most of you weren't here trading with me during that time. But for those who were, do you guys want to give a rundown on what I said? Anybody want me to get a little bit of a reminder on what my opinion on that was? That was, I can almost look at the chart and tell you what day that was. I'm 96% sure it was right here, March 25th, 2019. But yeah, my overall thing was, who cares? Who cares? First of all, it's weed, number one. Number two, it's legal in the state. Number three, he's a grown man. Number four, who cares? Like, so billionaires can't smoke weed? I mean, what? So anyway, I'm relatively sure it was actually this day right here. And you got a nice little buying event from it because why not? And then, yeah, you did get some selling that occurred from it. Not from that, but from just other things. And this is when everything was just burn, baby, burn. You know? That's when Tesla was like, Tesla's going to zero. Jay says, didn't Olympic gold medalists smoke up just before performing and get the gold? Allegedly. I'm not going to speak to that. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I don't know if you're talking about Phelps or anyone else. I have no clue. But man, if you can smoke weed and do anything, high five for you. Like if I smoke weed, I'm incapacitated for like weeks at a time. So, hey, high fives all around. You know, if you can do something, go for it. Anyway, long story short, yeah, that's the kind of rumor stuff. It's just like Tesla's going to go bankrupt. Like based on what? You know, like why would they go bankrupt? There's a lot of these news stories, but okay. Tesla, what are we going to do on this one? Well, I did sell a covered call for this Friday on my shares at 550. I don't think that's going to expire in the money, but I guess it could. There's a lot of people with some 500 calls that are really wigging out. Honestly, guys, I already have a limit sell at 500. So if you get called away at 500, smile about it because this is a dramatic move. That is a dramatic move. Trade up to here, pull back down. Like that, something like this is extremely possible. Extremely possible. It was very, very fast, this recovery. So I'm okay with it doing some fun things, but just keep in mind that I personally feel like we need a little bit more of a rest than what we're getting. I mean, I would have loved like another week or two of sideways movement. I mean, you got literally and actually 1 day of selling, if you think about it. So this day was a selling day. This day it kind of was, but it happened overnight. This day, not really. And then you got this day, and that was it. And most of that happened overnight. So this was the day, and you usually got 2 days of selling. 2. It's not that good. Like you needed more selling for this. I really wanted to come down to 280. But anyway, long story short, I like Tesla. Obviously, love Tesla long term. Big fan. This is my biggest position right now. And if Tesla goes to 500, I'll sell my shares. Not all of them necessarily. I might have like 10 or 20 left over, but I'll sell most of them at 500. I'll buy back my put sales if it hits 500. The funny thing is, it's happening again. Tesla's going higher, and the put sales still are not going down in value. Oh, people love to hate on Tesla. It cracks me up. It cracks me up. They're like, it's a $400 billion company. I'm like, have you looked around at other companies that are also $400 billion and what the things that they're doing? Zoom is almost 400 billion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like Tesla compared to Zoom. Hello. So big picture, I'll be buying these put sales back if it hits 500. The longer we trade sideways, and math is going to start doing its job. I'll end up buying them back at some point. And the ones that expire in December, I don't really know what to do on those. Just leave those alone, I guess. So Robert says Zoom is 116 billion. I know, dude. I know. In like 9 months. It took Tesla a decade almost to get to this level. I'm just saying, like, it's just, I'm okay with it being a $1 trillion company at some point. It's not going to scare me. But man, oh man. I like it. Be bullish. Look for dip buying opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess my big perspective on this one is this gap can fill and most likely will at some point. If we get something like this, that would be great. This is a very, very good buying event down here if we get back down to the 360-ish area. So I do think Tesla can go lower. If you're looking at getting in Tesla, don't chase it too hard, please. Even if Tesla does something like this, I can almost guarantee you that you would have a nicer dip. Maybe if it's after a battery day, maybe after the news comes out, you know, because after battery day, everyone's like, battery day. Everyone's talking about battery day. That's the only thing people are believing in on Tesla right now. So even if it's spectacularly amazing, everyone's gonna be like, see, I told you it's gonna be amazing. And yeah, and the investors who are already in are gonna go, yep, so let me sell to you then. You know? So Tyler says, I picked the 280 October puts for 14. They're selling for 285, thinking I'm buying them back. You're getting 285 for those? Nice, man. I did not see that premium. Let me see. 280. I was looking somewhere else today. I still have them at 5. Yeah. I mean, again, I could be wrong, but I have the 280s at $5. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I agree with you. I mean, buying them back at some point should be cool. Oscar says, yesterday I said I had 450 covered calls. I actually have 480. I still think I'll get called away. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Buy low, sell high, man. Buy low, sell high. I will say this. I will not be terrified of selling into battery day because I fully expect a little bit of a dip after battery day. Fully expect it. Because that's all Tesla fans are talking about. And trust me, guys, I love Tesla. Huge, huge fan. Victor says, when is battery day? Battery day is on 9/22, which is next week. 22nd. Now, the day trade was amazing. So the day trading today, Tesla was really, really nice. If you played the retest, right? If you felt like waiting a good old, 30 minutes before getting in on Tesla, look at the pullback into the 10 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. By the way, Craig, let me repeat just in case you might not have heard me. When we hit 500, if it happens this week, I'll be selling all of my shares on Tesla. Type in 1 if you hear that okay. So if we hit 500, I'll sell almost all my shares. If it happens this week. If it happens this week. Because a lot of people didn't hear me when I said I was going to sell Tesla on that day at open. And so when Tesla was down here, they're like, what should I do on Tesla? All right, cool. Buy the dip, love the trend, love the gap, love the chart, love the direction, love the company, love the fundamentals, love the CEO. I'm a fan. Let's see what happens on Tesla. All right, Delta, check this out, folks. This was cool. Look at what happened on Delta. So we hit a target on Delta. Wow, hooray. So we hit it, and that was pretty much the high of the day. So that was the weekly options newsletter trade on Delta, and it's gone. We bought some call options for 350. We sold them for 5, and it's gone. So a nice little quick in and out type of play on Delta, and that's pretty much it. That's all I got. So high five. That was a nice little R.5 to add to the books. Yeah, T-Mobile, we're trying to do the same thing. I don't know if it'll fill or not, but we will try. Got 150. Now, the only difference is that we're not coming into earnings. So there was a little bit of earnings potentiality in that Delta option. So I was gonna like, if we're in it long enough, you know, maybe we'll get a pop, but because of implied volatility. So T-Mobile doesn't have earnings, but I still love the candle, love the gap. I was actually 30 seconds away from submitting this intraday around here, but it would have filled anyway. Very good gap though. Really good gap. I mean, this was a great gap on T-Mobile. Look at that. Almost perfect 2-day pennant inside pattern gapping up. Beautiful. So anyway, T-Mobile, we do have a setup on that one. We'll see if that triggers from the weekly options newsletter. AMD. Good old AMD. So my boy Lucian has a put sale at 60. And this was a day trade that a lot of traders liked. I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I was moving that over, but this was sheer luck, this particular trade. Absolute luck, but really good that it worked. We got this one, we got filled to the penny on this one. Check that out. So that was our AMD official day trade set up right like that. We did not get Augusted. That's correct. We got filled 3 or 4 pennies to the low. I mean, that is incredible. And then the exit at 80, man. Whew. Solid. So feel free to back trade AMD because there's a lot of traders in the morning room, and I won't quote anyone's name, but we had a few people that said that was the most obvious trade of all time. This was the setup. This was the setup when I was setting up that trade. So feel free to back trade that because I agree that is the most obvious trade I've ever seen in my life. I had to take that. If I wouldn't have taken that, I would have fired myself. You have to take that trade. It has everything you could possibly want in a day trade. Everything. Volume, moving averages, all time frames, candles, close, traps, lower shadows, upper shadows, risk reward, dimension candles, dimension volume. I mean, plus it's AMD. Anyway, so good trade. That was fun. And here is the daily chart. So daily chart, you have a little bit of a morning star on AMD, which I like it. I do like the morning star. And again, we might be able to play that one later for a day trade. You could play that one all kinds of ways. So I like the morning star. I like the level. This is an interesting move. And I am in some 100. Let me go check. Am I in? January 2022 $100 calls. So I'm down a little bit on those, but not a lot. I'm only in 2, and I can always buy more later. Newsome into January 2022 $100 calls. So again, just in 2 of those, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We will see. All right. Cool deal. Next on the list, Norton LifeLock. Ooh, nothing really, huh? Good old Norton LifeLock. Like they're going to protect you. Don't worry, we'll protect your information. It won't get stolen. No one will ever take your identity. Look at how perfect it bounced off of the 100 before, though. Wow, look at that. Double hammers all the way across the sky. Definitely not a fun stock to day trade, but swing trade, maybe. You'd have to be in it for a while. So if we do swing trade this one, I feel like you'd have to be in it for a good old fashioned solid month for that to work out. If you're looking at playing Norton, if you requested it, this is how I would. Doesn't mean that's the only way to play it, just the way I would do it. I would get in with a breakout above that hourly candle, and I'd set my stop probably down here somewhere, 2048, and I would wish it best of luck. I would put it on a paper plane and go, good luck, Norton LifeLock. I wish you well. That's it. I really like the 100 at this support. And yeah, if you requested NLOK, that's my thoughts. All right, next on the list, we got RXT. Haven't looked at Rackspace in a little bit. Rackspace, ooh, pretty. So you got a nice hammer, got a little bit of a pop, maybe a pullback. Time to draw some support and resistance. So you got a little bit of a support there and allegedly a resistance here maybe. So I kind of want to close above this resistance and maybe a retest if I was looking at getting in long. I don't specifically want to play it short. You guys might remember the last time I played something short, how well that worked. So anyway, Rackspace, I see why we could get in bearish. I understand it. I get it. I don't know if I will. I don't think I will. So I'm just going to wait on this trade. Waiting on Rackspace. Okay, next on the list, Boeing, ticker symbol BA. And Boeing, it still is bouncing off of 157. Philip, did you sell a covered call today on Boeing? And I would love a pullback down to 142. We're just hanging out. Giselle says, oh my God, Boeing. Yep, it's going to trade sideways for a very long time. This will not be a sexy or exciting company for many, many weeks and months. Now, again, if you're playing it, you can make some money on it. It's just, again, it's going to be slow, boring money for a while. Unless, of course, you're selling options. This could be one that you get into some credit spreads on. You could get into an iron condor on Boeing. There's definitely some premium around, and I didn't get a chance to get into a put sale yet. So waiting for a nice down day. Although today it was down a little bit at close. If I do sell a put on Boeing, it'll probably be 125, most likely for November. How much are we paying on that? Giselle said, should I dump out of it? That's entirely up to you. Comes down to a lot of factors: cost basis, time frame, horizon on how long you want to be in it. Sometimes you just got to wait things out. 120 November does have $2 and some change. That's not bad. So that's my thoughts on Boeing. That's kind of what I would like to do, is sell a put down here on 120, because owning it at 120 would be better than owning it at 200. That's for sure. All right, cool deal. Sounds good. Next on the list, Smile Direct, SDC. We are in a swing trade on this one. And so far, I must admit that it does not look bad. We got a good close. We got the candles. I think this is one that we might have to hold all the way into October if it really works, but it would be a nice trade. It would be a solid little win. So I think I'm just going to keep holding Smile Direct. Today you did close up 3.2%. And yeah, we've been up there before. So it's not like we've never been higher before on Smile Direct. And what's interesting is, I mean, big picture, like this is a brand new IPO. So there's all kinds of things it could do from here at some point. Long term's about to cross. Yeah, whatever retracement we get, I'm not going to want to hold through it. But I don't really need to do a lot of R stacking this month, mostly because of Tesla. Just got in Tesla at nice low prices. Good old bottom of the barrel prices. So yeah, Smile Direct. We'll keep letting that do its thing. AZN. AZN had an interesting gap. I know my buddy Lucas loves playing AZN. Really cute candle. This is either going to fade lower or just break out higher. This was one that I did not take on a day trade, although the gap was amazing. It was back here on August 12th. August 12th was a day trade that I will forever burn into my brain because it was just such an amazing trade. Perfect gap in every way. I just did not trade it. Look at this 5-minute chart. I mean, who doesn't trade that? Who doesn't get in there with a stop there? And what sour apple doesn't take that trade? You know? That is brutal. A deflated basketball could take that trade. Anyway, I didn't. Nice gap up. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll put that on the list for tomorrow because let me see if I can get that R back. If I can get that R back, I'll forget all about that miss on that trade. Anyway, nice gap, good candle, decent close. Could continue. Could be an interesting one to see. Let's find out. Next on the list, Google, GOOGL. And Google is cute. Google is nice. What's really cool, and I didn't even think about this, and we technically could do this trade again, is we got into a limit. We took Google here on this trade right there based on that hammer, and that would have filled again. Getting in there with a stop right there would have filled a second time. So if we pull back down to here, I might do it again, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll put down the entry a little bit lower and then put the stop loss. I guess we'll have to wait what we do the next 2-3 days. But that was the exact way we played this hammer candle back on July 31st. And that was a great trade. Very nice win in August for us. Because as you guys all know, the first part of August was kind of, you know, tasted a lot like sour clams. And then, boom, late August was really great. And then obviously early September came, and that was kind of amazing. So anyway, Google, nice looking candle, decent move, had a good pullback. Candles in price of doing their thing, and we'll see if we end up playing it as a swing trade again. Otherwise, we'll just let it keep slowly grinding. Okay. Next on the list, DDOG, and my girl Marta is in an absolute monstrous covered call in this trade. So Marta, I just got to say, one day I'll be like you. I mean, that covered call is a thing of beauty. By the way, type in a 7 if you can see probably why Marta played DDOG along. If there's any idea why you think that she could have done that. I mean, you all know Marta. She saw that hammer candle, saw this perfect morning star pattern off the 100. So she got in bullish. DDOG might be gapping up again tomorrow. So Marta looks like she's going to get called away this Friday, which she'll be happy about. Make that money. And then DDOG on the list for tomorrow morning as a day trade. And yeah, that was a really cute little move. And I know that Ricky Cadden and Team RLT Australia played a swing trade on DDOG right here. Let me go over to RLT Australia. Y'all's Datadog swing looks nice. Okay, cool deal. Very, very nice. And again, just as a reminder, if anyone's a night owl and never sleeps during the day, you can always also join RLT Australia. Because they're, if you're over anywhere on the other side of the world, they're awake when you're asleep and vice versa, generally. Ellen says 3.3 R's for the day, biggest R day trading ever. Back to green for the month. There you go. Nice work. So good. Lose small from here and trade not that much. Wait for the best. Plenty of time still in September, by the way, folks. I don't know if this is true. Is the 15th halfway through the month? Chief, do you mind doing the math on that really quick and letting me know if that's accurate? Halfway through the month of September, team. A lot of time left. So if you're not super profitable, just take some deep breaths. Look for the best trades. Wait until you see it and then take it. All right, so that's Datadog. Next on the list, Overstock.com. Overstock looks pretty cute too. What I like about Overstock is this little pennant pattern looking thing. This honestly could break in either direction. It could break down because, let's face it, it should. It's up like 2,500%. But this is a decent correction. This is a nice correction. So if we break out of here or gap up tomorrow, this could easily go higher as well. It's a pretty volatile little stock for sure. And, you know, it's really, really far away from the 100. 50 EMAs at 74.59. So Marta's in this one for some shares too. I think she bought right there at the 50 EMA. And yeah, in general, I mean, weekly chart looks okay. You had a ginormous move. Huge, huge increase. Nice little pennant pattern. We'll see what happens. Don't be too blindsided by its previous growth, though. If it does start gapping down really this week and showing any kind of weakness, it could be a good idea just to either buy some call or buy a put on it or have some type of downside protection because she could slide a little bit. Okay, Facebook is on the list. Facebook, cute candle, inside candle, nice little gap up. I didn't play Facebook today, but some traders did. And type a 2 into the chat pane if you can get a general sense for how they played it today. Again, I didn't play this one, but this is your 5-minute chart. And if you enter it here with a stop there, boom, boom, boom. That's it. You didn't lose if you took that trade. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Facebook, be bullish on it long term. It hit 300 just a few days ago. Looks like the broader market, I mean, that is Dow Theory 101. Breakout of old resistance, new support, retest that old support back in June, and then just rampage Jackson from there. Wow, what a market. What a market. Okay, Best Buy, BBY, what's Best Buy doing? Ooh, Best Buy is sideways. Wow, town. That looks on the soft side of wonderful, huh? Earnings are over, dividends are over. Where's the volume on this candle? Right there. Ooh. You know what I would really like is this and that and that. We probably could do like a stop limit. I have to come back to it tomorrow though, because I haven't planned this for 18 hours, but one of you might have. Yeah, if it's still holding tomorrow, I'll take that trade. Otherwise, it looks nice. BBY, small little gap ups in a row, Jacob. Yep, you're right. Looks pretty. First Solar, FSLR. So again, First Solar is retesting a strong old resistance, new support, which is this weekly chart. Most stocks are, but First Solar does look a little bit different than the broader market. A little different. So nice lower shadow, hammer, inside candle, bunch of inside candles, and you got a gap up today. So if this one gets another gap up tomorrow, which I'm not saying it will, just saying if it does, right? If we get an open on First Solar tomorrow above 73.63, play it bullish for a day trade. That'd be a nice gap. Otherwise, I'm going to keep waiting on it for now. Nuance Communications just keeps doing its thing. Every time I look at it, which been pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks, trend's bullish, looks good, looks strong. If you're in long, stay in long. It's about to hit, what's that? 6 white candles in a row on a monthly chart. So you're getting to a spot where it's a little on the high side. So if you want to take a profit sooner rather than later, or at least protect yourself with a nice tight stop or a covered call or a collar or something, this is where I would. Okay, Archer Daniels Midland Corporation. ADM slowly grinding higher and just add a really nice resistance. So this resistance is the 2018 highs. So yeah, if you're playing Archer Daniels, look to snag a pullback at 45.10. Old resistance, new support, buy low, sell high. That is the area where I would buy it if I was going to. Taiwan Semiconductors, Greg Gilbert played this one very, very well for a day trade today. I did not see this gap, but type in a 7 if you know that that is the perfect gap for a day trade. It wasn't even on my radar today, but it is beautiful. Beautiful. Print it out, folks. Put it on your wall. You don't even have to know what the candle did today to know that is a perfect gap. I mean, look at all those. Oh. Whoa. So anyway, Greg Gilbert played that one like an absolute professional. Got in down here somewhere. Look at this 3-minute high wave candle. Boy, oh boy. I mean, if this chart doesn't make your heart go pitter patter, I think you're in the wrong profession. You know, if you look at that chart and just don't want to stay up all night long and back trade that, I mean, that's a dream come true. Like when I tell the lady that I want a candlelight dinner, this is what I'm talking about right here. You know, look at that thing. Oh, anyway, good stuff. All right, stay bullish on that one. This was not typed in correctly. It's supposed to be ULTA. All right, so fuel cell, FCEL. Fuel cell daily chart got a little bit of a bounce today. Nice hammer. Well, decent hammer yesterday. Out of support level. We've been talking about some fuel cell. It did pull into a support. And yeah, it had a nice gap up today. So if you're playing fuel cell, the only reason I'm not is because the weekly 100 is really, really punching this thing in the face. But if and when we break out of that, I will absolutely play fuel cell because that'll be a strong moving average breakout. So it's got to be a real good breakout above like the 20 on the monthly and the 100. So we got a ways to go for this to be like a clean moving average play on all time frames. But if you're playing it down here, this is the buy low, sell high spot for sure. You can watch it and keep an eye on fuel cell. MAXR, MAXR. So I know, or I think, my boy Edward L is in MAXR. A lot of consolidation here in a row. That was a beautiful one. Good pullback. And we thought we were going to miss it on September 2nd. And then we got reminded the market likes to have some pullback. So we got a little bit of a pullback. MAXR looks good on all time frames. All of them. Weekly chart, monthly chart. Just, it's above everything. Everything? Everything. No, it looks good. So I guess let's just stay in it if you're in MAXR. Edward says, will it fill the gap? Nope, I don't think so. I mean, it could like in November, December, but I don't think it does, man. It's a pretty strong gap. All right, Fastly, FSLY. Man, this chart looks good. I'm going to buy some more Fastly if we take out the high of this candle. Like boom, 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 boom. Just come on, Fastly. Let's go. Yeah, looks really, really pretty. So I don't have the largest position on Fastly in the world, but I do have some. Let's go look at Fastly. Yep. Looks like we're about to get some more of that one. FSLY. And again, I like the double bottom. I'm just getting into just legging into some shares. So I got 120. Looks like I'm gonna get another 10 more above the high of today. High of today is, yep, so 80, 85. I'll buy another 10. I'll be in 130. Stop limit, 85 even. Cool. So again, we'll figure out if it goes, if it goes higher, what it ends up doing. It doesn't have to, but just slowly add to that as we just creep on a little bit. But that's pretty much it on Fastly. I like the potential double bottom. I like the little candles. And realistically, if it pops again and does one of these things, I'll sell a covered call, and then I'll sell my shares, my 30 shares up there, the extra shares, and then I'll do a covered call in the 100, get into a collar, and then, go from there. So Fastly, it looks pretty fun. That looks nice. All right, next on the list is DE, Deere and Company. Good breakout. Looks like a software as a service stock, really. Look at Deere. I mean, just running. You can be a bull, you can be a bear. Just don't be a deer. DE, nice candle, weekly chart, running up. Buy the dip if you're interested in it. I don't have any position in DE, but the chart looks good. ULTA, what is ULTA doing? This is where Craig dyes his hair. Craig is a ULTA hair dyeing guy. What's the next color, man? Blue? Getting some of that blue hair. It's a beautiful lower shadow right here. Nice gap up. I did not fade it that day. Why did I not fade it that day? Can anyone remind me? Was August 28th a Friday? Tuesday. Hold on. Yeah, it was a Friday. Okay. I wasn't day trading that day. I remember that. All good. All good. I mean, I would have absolutely faded it. There's no way it was not going to go lower. Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice. Anyway, long story short, ULTA, I actually do like the price action. Give it a little bit more time. Let it chop around. Let it do its thing. I don't love anything on it right now, but if I did, it'd probably be more bullish to non-directional. Like we'll put spreads, put sales, but that's really about it for me on ULTA Beauty. All right, next on the list is Norwegian. And Norwegian, yeah, looks like we have another summer of waiting. Too bad, man. I mean, we missed our target 2 separate times by mere pennies. Like 350, 365, 3 anything. Could have exited for a very, very small gain. Thought about it. I know some other people did. I'm just a bum, I guess. And then September 2nd, when I went to cash, it literally popped the very next day, which is kind of comical. Because I would have been in like 99.99% cash. Yeah, good times, I guess, to be had. Anyway, we still have December, but now it's going to have to get all the way up to like $20 to hit our target. And it's going to have to break above this weekly 20 at some point. So we will continue waiting. All right. Norwegian, not doing much at all. So Laura looked at Boeing. Autodesk, ticker symbol ADSK. Robert says, if Carnival had to raise more cash, chances are Norwegian will also. Yep. I agree. Autodesk on the daily and weekly chart looks really, really good. What a beautiful pullback to the 100. The reason I love this so much is because you had the cleanest support of all time right there. Look at that. Look at that support, just gargantuanly gorgeous, pulls right into old support and resistance and just throws in some shadows and bounces. Really nice, good gap, good candle, looks pretty. Autodesk, be long, long and strong. DraftKings, can't be more bullish on DraftKings if you look at that chart. So buy the dip or stay in it. Trend looks beautiful. Next on the list, NEO, check some on NIO. NEO is hanging out. And nice high wave bear candle. We did get a close above that candle, which is nice. The trend does look okay. Weekly chart still a little extended. I haven't made any money on NEO, or at least any actual legit money. I've day traded 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to keep waiting on NEO. If you're in it, that's fine. Today was a nice gap. And we did have some traders play NEO for a good day trade today. I just wasn't one of them. I mean, I could have. Look at that 3-minute chart, you know. Even Brandon Blevins can make money on that candle. I mean, look at that thing. Boom, boom. Even my boy Double B can play that thing. I mean, that is like, that's easy. But nor Brandon or I played NEO today. We just sat back and just didn't make any money on this trade. Oh well. We'll see. I like the overall trend. We'll see if we can pull back, find out what find out what happens, but I kind of dig it. Here's Beyond Meat, BYND, and I do have a covered call on Beyond Meat at 150 expiring this Friday. Beyond Meat. So it looks good. Joseph, did you hit your target on this one? You probably did, but I don't know for sure if 150 was your target. It hit it to the penny twice. Gotcha, so you're still holding it. Right on. So yeah, if Beyond Meat breaks higher, it's going to go higher, team. 150 is a big deal. That's a big, big resistance intraday. So if we break above there, Edward, your bull put spread looks good, and we'll probably end up just buying that one back soon. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting pattern. Give it another 2 or 3 days of sideways action, and then we can get into some call options again on Beyond Meat. Let it close, let it retest. I'm not going to do it anything too immediate, but I'll probably get into some out of the money calls and try to get that R back, those R's back on Beyond Meat that I just burned with kerosene back in June. So we'll keep an eye on BYND, but I do have some shares of the cover call at 150. All right, next on the list is RH, which is Restoration Hardware. And Restoration Hardware is another inside candle. Incredible. Really, really intriguing stuff. So Restoration Hardware, I think I'm going to wait on this one like 20 minutes for tomorrow, but we really could set that up as a pretty aggressive swing trade. So RH and then RH. Got it. Craig says, Restoration Hardware was decorating my new community clubhouse all last week. So Craig's saying that he has about $30,000 worth of lamps in his community clubhouse. Good old lamps. You need light to see. You know? Got to have those lamps. I love lamp. So Restoration Hardware, we'll come back to it tomorrow, but it does look like an okay trade to try at some point. All right, 2 more. NNOX, NNOX Imaging. Poor traders in this one. That would have been a great to sell shares right here at 60, and it's just getting absolutely squash-buckled right now. So we can put that on the list for later. I don't think it's the time to buy NNOX at the present moment in time. Last but not least, so this one's really intriguing, folks, because they announced a 4-for-1 split. This is a utility company that does pay a dividend, and it is a little bit on the pricey side. So them announcing a split, I think, is actually a good thing. Robert says, then they announced a $2 billion offering today. I like it. All right. Well, they're just getting all kinds of liquidity. I want to keep a very close eye on this one to buy the dip on it. The trend looks good. Chart looks good. I told you guys that there's gonna be some more companies that are gonna be doing some splits, and if we get like 10 more splits between now and the end of the year, I could claim us being in bubble territory. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, NextEra Energy is more of a utilities company than a tech stock. But long story short, absolutely keep your eyes on this one. I really prefer to buy a pullback on it, but we should absolutely keep an eye on it. It looks like it's down a little bit post-market because of the $2 billion share offering. So yeah, let's just watch this guy for 2 or 3 days, and then let's see what it can do for a trade. All right, team, that's it for my time. What do you guys want to look at tomorrow? Aqualung. Hey, Aqualung. All right, Shake Shack, BBY, HIMX, FUV, OPK, Square, Bitcoin, BBY, got that one right. Restoration Hardware, mRNA, DraftKings, GAN, AMD, Zoom, Alibaba, definitely. All right, team. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate your continued support. Thank you for enriching lives with me. Thank you for all the hugs, all the love, and all the amazing aspects that we all do together every single day. Folks, the future is bright. Put on your shades, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And until then, love life, and trade it. Bye.